Club during the past school year. They scored at least 700 on any or all sections or subject area tests of the College Board SATs. With their exemplary performance on the SAT test, they will join their fellow members of the SAT 700-800 Club. We are proud of our 84 high school North and high school South juniors and seniors who have achieved this honor. 84. That's amazing. All right, from high school North, we have Jason Bremenkamp.
Oh, it's a mean
Ashley Chicola. Dean DePrado. Kyle Engelken. Cassie Gazzelli. Kristen Hassenkamp. Dante Imordino, who had a perfect score of 800. Thomas Clem. Christopher McGee, who also had a perfect score of 800. Haley Nelson. Sean O'Malley. Patel. Grant Plater. Annabelle Raciardo. Melissa Riley. Nicholas Razzo. Tristan Sweeney. And Julia Terranova. All right, let's give a big round of applause.
From video, we make sure it's on our website. So very glad we just want to make sure that it's shot at. We'll give you one last one.
That was just north. Now we have to do south. We're just going to get the south. All right, for high school south, we have Rachel Becker. Aisha Gori, who also had a Corey Cassini. Matthew D'Amico. Stephanie DeSimone, who also had an 800. Stephen Esposito. Alexander Harris. Michelle Jin, who also had a perfect score of 800. Megan Kelly. Ryan Kernan. Annabelle Lamb. Nicholas LaRosa. Sean McDonald. Michael Mastro Paola. Stephen McGreever with a perfect score of 800. Nicholas Smizek. Lindsay Spence. Lauren Benexter, who also got an 800 perfect score. And Ainsley Vandercreek, who also got an 800 perfect score. All right, let's give our scholars a big round. Over 2,000 entries from across the state of New Jersey were received. The contest judges felt that Caitlin's entry was exemplary. We are proud that she was named the Monmouth County winner. Caitlin will join the other first-place finalists at an award ceremony on Thursday evening, hosted by the Conserve Wildlife Foundation of New Jersey and the New Jersey Education Association. We recognize Caitlin's teacher, Mrs. Mary Ellen Cotter, for her dedication, guidance, and commitment to our students. Congratulations, both of you. We commend and congratulate Jacob Alaha, Bayshore Middle School. Jacob went to the regional finals of the National History Bee after he scored very highly on the qualifying exams he took at Bayshore. Jason competed against the best from the New York region, comprised of 120 students from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut, and won a spot in the national finals to be held in Atlanta, Georgia in June. Come on up, Jacob. Congratulations. High School South for his selection as a winner of the Monmouth County Judiciary's Law Day 2013 Essay Contest. Daniel was recognized at the Monmouth Citizens Celebration of Law Day on May 1st, 2013, when he was presented with a formal plaque by Judge Lawrence Lawson. We recognize Daniel's teacher, Mrs. Ray Camoulis, for her dedication, guidance, and commitment to our students. Following students for achieving the highest and most coveted award in Scouting, the rank of Eagle Scout. We are proud of your accomplishments and recognize your dedication and hard work. Would the following students please come up? Spencer Mullen, High School South. Brian Ellsworth, High School South. Arthur Johnson, High School North. High School North. And Philip Jesse, High School North. We commend our school nurses and our supervisor of special education for grades 6 through 12, Heather Mills Pavonis, who were selected as recipients of the Johnson & Johnson School Health Leadership Program. The program is a nationally recognized fellowship designed to facilitate the empowerment and further development of school nurses as leaders within the community's educational and health services team to improve student health practices. They will be attending an intensive 6-day in-residence leadership training institute. This is a highly competitive national program. Additional recipients include Washington State Department of Ed, Los Angeles Unified School District, Arkansas State, Shawnee School District, just to name a few. These nurses researched, initiated, and collaborated to develop a holistic health and wellness proposal to support students, parents, and enhance service delivery to our community. They will graduate as school health fellows with the skills to effect positive health changes in their school communities. Heather Mills Pavonis, Special Ed Supervisor, grades 6 through 12. Eileen Garrett, New Orleans Elementary School. Christy Bird, Verde Plaza Elementary School. Bernadette Dean, Little Village Elementary School. Catherine Grano, Port Monmouth Elementary School. The following educators were selected for exhibiting outstanding performance, impacting student achievement and quality of public schools, and improving academic opportunities. We commend and congratulate them for being selected as the 2012-13 recipients of the Monmouth County Superintendent's Teacher Educational Service Professionals Recognition Program. Our first recipients, if they would please come up, is Mr. John Kerrigan, High School Math North teacher, and Dr. Cartier.
John Kerrigan is truly like a Duracell battery. He gives 110% to all of his students, to his teaching assignments here, from integrated algebra to advanced placement calculus, to his co-curricular activities, his graduate studies at Rutgers University, as well as all the professional development opportunities he participates in our district.
The reason why I became a teacher is because as a student myself in younger grades, I always saw what a great time my teachers had running the classroom, and I just always wanted to challenge others the way that I was challenged to do great things. So I owe a lot to my 9th and 10th grade math teacher, as well as every other teacher I had back in Castle Township Public Schools, because they really made me believe in myself and made me want to do great things.
His lessons are always interesting, innovative, and inquiry-based. He shares his expertise with his colleagues through Master Teacher Innovation Labs, professional learning communities, as well as district and services. John has been the co-advisor of the Junior and Senior Councils, as well as the co-advisor to the Social Justice Committee. He runs numerous fundraisers. He takes students on field trips, as well as provides assembly programs and guest speakers for his classes.
My favorite thing is just enjoying the fact that I get to come to work and have fun. I just have a blast here working with students of all ages. I like the community that you can come out to a fundraising event or a school play. You can come out to anything and have a great time.
John also has been our lead teacher in the After-School Hespa Academy for Mathematics. He participates in the Summer Enrichment Program, and he serves as a mentor to new teachers in our district. The art of teaching is truly a gift, and John possesses all the qualities of an outstanding teacher. But I feel here at High School North, we are truly gifted to have John Kerrigan on our staff.
Our next recipient is Louise Barada, High School South math teacher. Louise,
Good evening. It is an honor to be part of this event where we can recognize the outstanding teachers throughout the district. I am extremely proud to recognize Middletown South's teacher, Mrs. Louise Barada. Mrs. Barada is an exceptional math teacher who demonstrates her passion for teaching on a daily basis. Whether she is teaching decimals or determinants, Mrs. Barada is an outstanding example of excellence, and her phenomenal results in the classroom make her stand out among the best. Always ready to lend a helping hand to a student or a colleague, Mrs. Barada is generous with her time and energy. Mrs. Barada's presence in the South community does not end in the classroom. If you have ever been to a South event, you have seen our Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Barada can be found anywhere her students are involved. She enthusiastically attends athletic events, theater arts presentations, and does not hesitate to become a participant in a student-faculty happening. Matter of fact, she's become a regular contestant at our popular Dancing with the Faculty event. Mrs. Barada's sense of humor is well appreciated by her students. She is able to connect with a wide range of personalities in her classes. She is respected and adored by her pupils. Middletown South is very lucky to have Mrs. Louise Barada in its mathematics department. Congratulations, Louise.
our next recipient is Donna Burr, Bayshore Middle School language arts teacher. Donna and Mrs. Forrest, would you please step up here?
Albert Einstein once wrote, "It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge." For the past 7 years, I have watched as Bayshore language arts teacher, Mrs. Donna Burr, has awoken the joy in creative expression and knowledge in her students. Mrs. Burr instills in her students a love of reading and writing. A visit to her classroom will find students mesmerized by Mrs. Burr's read aloud or deeply engrossed in the writing process. Students seek Mrs. Burr's counsel on their work because she has created an environment conducive to learning and sharing. Students leave Mrs. Burr's class as young authors and eager and thoughtful readers. Mrs. Burr meticulously plans for her instruction to the point that the materials she creates for her lessons could be published. Her work is thorough as she carefully analyzes data and creates learning materials for the specific needs of each student in her class. A knowledgeable, compassionate, dedicated professional, this is our Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Donna Burr.
Our next recipient is Tara Flynn, Thompson Middle School special education teacher.
It is both an honor and a pleasure to recognize Mrs. Tara Flynn as Thompson Middle School's Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Flynn's dedication to student growth is demonstrated each and every day. Her classroom is one in which the children are encouraged to take risks without fear of failure. Mrs. Flynn truly understands the variety of learning styles present in her classroom, and she works tirelessly to ensure her students' success. Mrs. Flynn is selfless and possesses a heart of gold. One visit to her classroom is all you need to understand how she feels about education and how much she cares for her students. Mrs. Flynn has the admirable ability to motivate the children and set high expectations, all while remaining realistic and compassionate. Last year, Mrs. Flynn and her students created the Thompson Coffee Shop, and to say that it became an instant hit among students and staff would be an understatement. Every Friday, the Thompson family is invited to the coffee shop, which is completely prepared by Mrs. Flynn and her students. This program has helped to contribute to Thompson's positive climate and has provided Mrs. Flynn's class with a real sense of connection. We are extremely proud of Mrs. Flynn and the entire Thompson community who would like to congratulate her on this well-deserved acknowledgement.
Next, we recognize Susan Mosley, Bourne Middle School Alternative School teacher.
Mrs. Susan Mosley teaches social studies and language arts in the Turning Point program, the district alternative education program for students with behavioral issues, which is housed at Thorne Middle School.
Our next recipient is Maureen Massell, Bayview Elementary School kindergarten teacher.
Mrs. Massell is an excellent teacher here at Bayview Elementary School and is a great example of one of the many dedicated professionals we have in our building. Currently, Mrs. Massell is a kindergarten teacher. This year, she shares a classroom with 22 playful, motivated, and smiling kindergartners. Together, they make up a differentiated group of learners, those that come to school every day excited to learn new concepts and lifelong lessons. Mrs. Massell drives her instruction using the New Jersey Implementation Guidelines and Common Core Standards. Mrs. Massell always seeks out resources in and beyond the curriculum to enhance the learning and self-discovery that happens in a kindergarten classroom. Mrs. Massell communicates clear expectations to her early childhood learners. She possesses a unique ability to speak to her classroom in a calm and direct way that is both expressive and appropriate for all learners. Mrs. Massell is loved by the school community because of her constant compassion and efforts to help her students become ever-growing learners. Parents, teachers, and students are delighted to have Mrs. Massell in their lives. And on behalf of all of us at Bayview, we are proud that Mrs. Massell is recognized as our Teacher of the Year.
Our next recipient is Allison Paterno, Fairview Elementary School co-teacher in grades 1 and 2.
It is with great pleasure that I announce Ms. Allison Paterno as Fairview Elementary School's Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Paterno has been a teacher in the Middletown Public School District for 13 years. She started her career at Thompson and River Plaza and then moved to Navesink and Net Swamp before coming full-time to Fairview, where for the past 4 years She has brightened up our halls with her contagious smile and laughter. As a first and second grade co-teacher, you can often see her reading with her students and working in small groups. She truly enjoys working in the K-5 building, where she can follow her students through the years and watch them grow. When asked what her favorite thing about Fairview was, she said the community spirit, both the teachers and the families. One thing I found very interesting about Ms. Paterno was that she's a product of the Middletown Public School District. Congratulations again, Ms. Allison Paterno, Fairview's Teacher of the Year.
Next, we recognize Mrs. Ellen Balistreri, Harmony School.
Ellen Balistreri is a co-teacher. Students begins as early as the beginning of the school day, where she often is the first staff member to arrive at school to make sure that her day is ready for the learners. She can also be seen working well past the end of the day to ensure that all learning opportunities are taken advantage of for her students. Ellen is a lifelong learner who commits her personal time to learning new instructional techniques and sharing them with her colleagues. Ellen's strongest feature is utilizing her teacher network to create differentiated lessons for her students. Ellen is devoted to the students at Harmony. She has developed a strong rapport with the parent community, and students often come back to visit her to reflect on the positive experience that they had with her. In addition, her devotion is evidenced by her ability to work with the most at-risk students and make them achieve. Each year, her students show significant gains on standardized assessments like the DRA2. She incorporates a multi-sensory approach to her lesson design, and every opportunity for learning is maximized in her role. Ellen's teachable moments are incorporated throughout her entire instructional day. It is with great pride that the Harmony family recognizes Ellen Balistreri as the Harmony Schools Teacher of the Year. As a veteran and dedicated educator, Ellen is a teacher leader who represents, acts, and exhibits the qualities of a teacher leader. So congratulations, Ellen.
Michelle Perpinan, Leonardo Elementary School, grade 1 teacher.
Hello, I'm Kathy Sadati, building principal at Leonardo Grade School, here to present my Teacher of the Year, Michelle Perpinan. Michelle has been with me for 7 years. She's had experience in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, co-teacher and teacher of third grade, and also co-teacher of fourth grade. She has a student-centered classroom, which involves many technology lesson plans, including the smartboard, the iPad, laptops. She takes the children to the computer lab. She really enjoys being a creative thinker. She has the students in active participation with all of their lessons. And just recently, she even created an iMovie with her first graders, which involved selecting a special person that they enjoyed being with. They wrote a story about them, and then they presented that to their parents at what we call a special person team. She's a highly motivated educator, and that's why we have her as our Teacher of the Year. She also does many professional development opportunities and has worked on technology challenges as well. So we appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you so much for contributing to the Leonardo community.
Next, we'd like to acknowledge Devin McGraw, Lincroft Elementary School Reading Specialist, Literacy Coach. Ms. McGraw McGraw.
Mrs. Deborah McGraw is a dedicated and effective leader at Lincroft Elementary School who's always looking for resources that support the most appropriate pedagogy as it relates to literacy instruction for her students and colleagues she works with as a reading specialist. Mrs. McGraw is constantly researching and modeling comprehension, writing, and literacy techniques for our staff. Mrs. McGraw weaves the threads of success into all she does and assures that the educational bonds assist in lifelong learning. Mrs. McGraw has been observed to go above and beyond to be available for our staff's educational literacy needs. Her targeted reading instruction has proven to be a valuable means for our students to excel in literacy skills, and she takes great pride in all the successes of her students. Mrs. McGraw is always one of the first staff members to volunteer for building-based and district initiatives and works on multiple occasions outside her contracted hours. These qualities are what makes Mrs. Debbie McGraw, Lincroft School's 2012-2013 Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Mrs. McGraw.
We'd next like to recognize Nicole Tobin, Middletown Village Elementary School Teacher of the Year, grade 3.
I'm speaking on behalf of Mrs. Karen Zupancic as the interim principal at Village School. As fellow teachers, Mrs. Zupancic first met Mrs. Nicole Tobin, who was presenting a workshop. Mrs. Zupancic was impressed with her knowledge, professionalism, and commitment to her students' learning and took much from that workshop. Years later, Mrs. Zupancic was appointed principal at Middletown Village School and was pleased to see that Mrs. Tobin's knowledge, professionalism, and commitment to her students. Learning was not only still evident, but in fact had deepened. Mrs. Tobin knows her students well and supports them to meet high expectations. She continues to develop her own practice so that she can meet the even higher expectations she holds for herself. Everyone at Middletown Village is aware how honored Mrs. Tobin is to receive this award. We are proud to have her represent Middletown Village School as their Teacher of the Year.
Next, we'd like to recognize Ms. Barbara Phillips, Navigate Elementary School.
Mrs. Phillips embodies what a professional educator is and exemplifies these characteristics in her practice, her pedagogy, and her student interactions. Mrs. Phillips has a laser-like focus on student growth and student achievement and has created an engaging environment for her students where they are challenged each day to not simply meet the goals that have been set for them, but to exceed them. Mrs. Phillips understands the importance of being a professional educator, and she takes these responsibilities on with focus and resolve. Mrs. Phillips' impact goes beyond the classroom at Davison School. She is a staff leader. Mrs. Phillips leads through her actions and her work rather than through her voice. But it is evident that her peers and colleagues have respect for her not only as a professional educator, but as an educational leader here at Davison. It is for these reasons and many more that Mrs. Phillips is deserving of this honor. The students, the staff, and the community are proud of Mrs. Phillips, and we wish her a sincere congratulations and thanks for all of her hard work and dedication.
Our new Monmouth Teacher of the Year is actually the new Monmouth School Nurse.
New Monmouth Schools Teacher of the Year 2013 is Nurse Eileen. Nurse Eileen provides professional, sensitive, and thorough health care for all of our students and staff. She effectively addresses the needs of a very diverse student population. Her kind and nurturing manner makes all the students feel comfortable when visiting the health office. Nurse Eileen's efforts go far beyond the walls of New Monmouth School. She performs the line vision screening for the entire district, testing all of our preschool, kindergarten, and special needs students. This year they tested over 800 students. Nurse Eileen also remains on the cutting edge of healthcare by incorporating the latest technology in the health office. She is currently using a new iPad app to perform vision screening. We all know that a great teacher makes a difference in someone's life. Nurse Eileen has not only made a difference, but actually saved someone's life. When one of her colleagues collapsed with heart failure this year, she reacted immediately and tirelessly performed CPR, saving his life. Nurse Eileen is
That's Swamp Elementary Teacher of the Year. She's a school reading specialist, literacy coach. We would like to recognize Rose Scullion, Ocean Avenue Teacher of the Year. She's a grade 3 teacher. We'll stand.
Mrs. Scullion is a highly qualified educator here at Ocean Avenue School. She provides her young learners with a stimulating learning environment, which makes subject matter meaningful and accessible to all children. She plans effective lessons based on students' needs, developmental ability, and prior knowledge.
She utilizes a variety of research best practices to promote thinking and understanding. Ms. Scullion demonstrates competency, consistency, and confidence in her teaching practices. Congratulations, Mrs. Scullion, for a job always well done. Now let's hear from the third grade expert.
Ms. Scullion teaches fun things in math, and she also makes good posters in the classroom. She never gives up on us. She makes the day fun.
She makes cool experiments and helps us understand math.
Ms. Scullion is always asking us what types of books we like, and she finds them and adds them to our class library. Ms. Scullion let us make gingerbread houses. You are a great teacher, and you make us laugh and stuff.
Ms. Scullion takes the time to get to know us. She listens to a lot of our stories and cares about us, even when we're not in school.
Catherine Katzgrau, Fort Monaco Elementary School.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Fort Monmouth School's 2012-13 Teacher of the Year, Ms. Katie Katzgrau. Katie has become an integral part of our school community, despite having only just joined our team last year. Her knowledge of technology, and more specifically how it can be appropriately and effectively applied to everyday instruction, has literally helped to change the way we go about our jobs here at Fort Monmouth School. I have been so happy and proud to see her share that passion and knowledge on a district level over the past 2 years as she spearheaded the district-wide elementary tech challenges. I was thrilled to see her wide net influence to help even more students in Middletown experience the amazing things that can be accomplished when you combine best instructional practices with augmentative technological resources. With that said, Katie is more than just tech. If this was an earlier time and there were no computers in classrooms, she would still be one of the finest teachers I have ever come across. Her knowledge of content, her dedication to her craft, and her constant drive for self-improvement would have made her successful in any field. However, I consider us all lucky that she chose teaching. Katie, thank you for all the hard work, your brilliant ideas, and your dedication to the students of Fort Monmouth School. Congratulations on Teacher of the Year. It's certainly well deserved.
Our final Teacher of the Year is Elisa Walling from River Plaza Elementary School. She's a co-teacher, grade 4 and 5. Mrs. Walling and Mrs. Pincus.
I'm very proud to introduce to the Middletown community River Plaza Elementary's 2013 Teacher of the Year, Elisa Walling. Mrs. Walling is a special education co-teacher in several grades spanning 1 through 5. Elisa Walling epitomizes the essential characteristics that make a great teacher. She has enthusiasm for the curriculum, compassion for her students, phenomenal skills as an instructor, and an extraordinary knowledge base for successfully meeting the myriad of needs the learners bring to her classroom each and every day. Her genuine concern and love for students transcends the walls of our classrooms as I observe her daily interacting with all of our students during arrival and dismissal times in a nurturing manner. One can routinely find her in the classroom before school during her own time to meet with students in small groups for extra instruction with practice of skills and knowledge. Elisa Walling exudes professionalism and stands as a true role model for her colleagues and our young learners. We are very fortunate to have such an outstanding and dedicated individual at River Plaza Elementary.
At this time, if the Teachers of the Year could move up on the stage, just so I don't want to do it down here. Okay, move across in the front, just so we can get a span across. Yeah. Okay. And just slide down. That'd be great. You may or may not notice today that I've come on with a thematic approach. I'm in red, white, and blue. And that is in honor of our Teachers of the Year, because I truly believe, as I know the administrative team does, and I know our parents do, that these teachers represent what public education is all about. The core of democracy. They represent the American dream. They help your children and our students become what they are capable of becoming. Inspiring them, motivating them, doing everything they can each and every day to assist our students. And we saw prior to them some of their work. So it is with great respect and admiration that we present this year's Teachers of the Year. This time, we're going to take a quick 2-minute recess and then come back with the agenda.